Hi, this is Martha McCoy, and I'm in Sharon Kelly's kitchen. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Sharon Kelly's kitchen. And we're working on Independence Day foods, and she has some wonderful things here we're going to be showing you how to make today. So Sharon, take it away.
Well, this menu I have kind of geared towards the younger set because I thought it's fun for kids to get in the kitchen if the weather happens to be bad on a summer day. These are things that can be cooked on the grill as well as in the house, but they're little gauged foods. So the first thing we're going to do is a slider. You can season those any way you want. I'm just today going to do a basic slider, and we're going to cook them in the house because it's so terribly warm outside.
Yes.
And it's easier for the camera crew and everything if I'm right here in the kitchen. So and we're also going to make a drink that the kids can do, and then we can kind of doctor that drink up a little bit if those adults want to have a sip. And then we'll end it with a dessert that's very kid friendly. So
Great.
Anyway, let's start with the drink.
Okay.
So we're going to do a strawberry lemonade. There are several ways to do that. This is the simplest way to do it. You take a package of frozen strawberries, not those old-fashioned ones with all the syrup in them, but just the whole berries. Or you can use fresh berries if you have them and they're nice. Just wash them and hold them out and throw them in a processor. These today are the frozen ones, and when they're almost thawed, you just throw them in the blender and kind of grind them up a little bit. Then you take 1 can of the frozen lemonade concentrate. It can be pink or yellow, whatever. Today we're just having regular lemonade, and I have filled a pitcher with water. And we're just going to put that lemonade right into that water.
Those are hard to get open.
They are. Let me get a can opener. Well, maybe we're going to have lemonade. So if I can get this open, you just simply mix these 3 things together. So basically it's water, lemonade, and the frozen strawberries that we have partially thawed. And you just add that. Now, if your family doesn't care for strawberries, you can substitute blueberries. You can substitute raspberries. Now in the stores, they sell a combination of berries that's blackberry, strawberry, and raspberries, I believe.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yes, and it works fine too, and it makes kind of a purpley color. So all the kids like that. So this is your basic strawberry lemonade. If you don't like it quite as sweet as this might be, you can add a little fresh lime juice to it, or some fresh lemon juice that you haven't added sugar to, and just add that in there. So let's just stir that up. Some people like mint in it. I don't care for it. It's a pretty strong flavor going against all those others.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It is pretty. If you want to spice this up for adults, you can certainly add vodka or rum, either one. It works well. You can also add ginger ale in place of some of the water if you want a fizzier lemonade.
That would do that.
Or you can just use soda water if you don't want it as sweet. So we have strawberry lemonade, number 1.
Put that over here. It could be a centerpiece. It's so pretty.
It does have a pretty color
Yes, it
to it.
does.
And next we're going to start the sliders. So in this bowl I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You can adjust the fillings and things, to whatever amount of meat you have. Then you're going to salt and pepper that. I use fresh ground pepper. Canned pepper's fine. It's just what I prefer to use. And then I use kosher salt. Regular table salt's fine as well. Then I have taken about 8 strips of bacon, and I cut those in half because they'll fit in the pan all at once that way.
Yes.
And then just break them into little pieces after they've been drained on a paper towel, and throw that right in there. So you don't need too much salt because of the bacon that's going in there. And then we're going to add cheese. So if your family is a big cheese family, add quite a bit. If you don't like cheese, leave it out altogether. It's simply whatever your family likes. You can also add green peppers to this, which are great this time of year. So you can add jalapenos, which is what my son always wants in his.
That'll make it spicy.
Yes, it does. So I have just added about a half a cup or so of cheese into that amount of meat. Then I have some steak seasoning. I use Montreal steak seasoning because it has a great blend of flavors, and I just add a little bit in there just to give it a little more flavor. You can add onion salt, onion powder, garlic salt, whatever you prefer. It's a play around recipe, and that's why it's good for kids, because they can make this themselves. It's one of those things, and then I just sprinkle some Worcestershire sauce in there. Then get in there with my hands. You don't want to work it too much because hamburger will get tough if you knead it very much. So you just kind of want to be gentle with it. You can also substitute ground turkey for this.
Oh, I bet so.
Or ground pork.
And that would
Either
help
one. Now, if you use turkey, you might want to add an egg to it for a little more moisture. So once this is mixed together, we simply take about the size of maybe a little bit bigger than a golf ball, although my husband probably wishes golf balls were this big.
Easier to hit.
He is. And you want to make just little patties like this, about the size of the palm of your hand. You can buy slider buns now in Chanute at some of the stores. If you can't find those, you can use the Hawaiian sweet rolls, or Sara Lee makes a dinner roll. And any small roll like that will suffice as a hamburger bun. And we're just going to throw these on the grill right here and get these started. I have preheated a grill pan. If you're going to do them outside, you can do them on a charcoal grill, you can do them on a gas grill. We actually have both, and it depends on what kind of hurry I'm in on which grill I use. My husband strictly is charcoal, and I do both. So I do an awful lot of cooking. I do not cook steaks on the grill.
Oh, really?
No. That is my husband's domain.
Oh, that's what he does.
That's what he does. Everything else I do. So this, just the pound and a half, makes several of the little sliders.
Right.
And the kids really like these because they're little. Now,
and they love doing this too.
Yes.
Getting their hands in.
It's fun for the little ones to get in there and get this done. So that's one reason why, during the summer when the kids are home, it's so much nicer to have something for them to do rather than just sit in front of the TV if you're trying to get your laundry finished. So something like this is good for them to be able to do, and then they'll eat it better if they have had a part in making it. So I'm just going to put a couple more in this pan, and then we'll proceed on to another kind of burger.
Oh.
And this is a nice change for the kids from the hot dogs. Although you can't beat a hot dog.
Oh, I know.
Especially on the 4th of July, but this is a good change of pace. So let me wash my hands real quick. And now we're going to go to something called, this is what my future son-in-law calls a chip burger, or more commonly known as an ice cream sandwich. He calls them chip burgers. So you can use any kind of cookie if you don't bake cookies. I baked these this morning because I knew you guys were coming. But
oh, those look
these
so good.
Are your basic chocolate chip cookie. These are actually the DoubleTree hotel cookies. So
Yeah.
if you've ever stayed at the DoubleTree and you get
Yes.
cookies, this is the recipe for those. And the only difference in the DoubleTree cookie and the Toll House cookie is 1 more cup of chocolate chips, and it has pulverized oatmeal in it for part of the flour.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference. It just sounds good. So then we're going to take 2 cookies, and like I said, you can use store-bought cookies. You can have any kind of homemade cookie that you'd like. I have an oatmeal and cherry cookie as well as the chocolate chip cookie. So we'll do 2 kinds. And you take whatever flavor of ice cream the kids want or your family likes, whatever that might be. And we're using vanilla today because we're a big vanilla family. My husband says that I'm the most neutral person in the world.
Oh,
So
no.
not only is my house neutral, but some of my taste is a little neutral as well.
Yeah, I think
And you
vanilla's
simply
good.
make an ice cream sandwich. So if you let the ice cream sit out just a little bit, my children's favorite is to use a monster cookie with this. And then I have to kind of take my fingers and kind of squish that in there a little bit so it'll lay down. And then you simply kind of get it out to the edges a little bit and put another cookie on top. And then this is the part that the kids like. You can take sprinkles, you can take nuts, you can take mini chocolate chips, mini M&Ms, whatever you want, and you roll them in there. And they have great looking chip burgers or ice cream sandwiches.
Wow. Now do you freeze these?
You wrap them in saran wrap first.
Okay.
And then stick them right in the freezer. I usually double wrap them, so I put them in saran wrap. And then after the saran wrap, I usually just drop them all in a Ziploc bag.
Wow.
And the kids think they're great, and that sometimes the combinations that they come up with what they roll them in is just
That's the
amazing.
fun
So
part. That's the
adults
fun part.
usually like nuts and chocolate, but the kids like the sprinkles, or the Walmart's carrying all kinds of different things now. Even for 4th of July, I noticed they had red, white, and blue M&Ms.
Oh my.
So you can do any kind of decor on those that you'd like to do. Now let's flip our burgers and see how we're doing. They don't take very long to cook. Because I am immunocompromised, I can't ever have rare meat. But our family tends to like hamburger on the well done side anyway. And because they're so small, they just don't take but a few minutes to cook up. Now these are the little slider buns that you can buy, and these are the regular hamburger buns. But like I said, any dinner roll, tea roll, anything like that will work. And you can always take bread if you don't want a bun, and you can always take bread and use a glass and cut it the
Cut it
shape.
in little shapes, right?
And make cute little slider sandwiches. Now on these you can just garnish them however you want. I often just put a little butter on the bun and stick it in the griddle just to give it a little layer of flavor. For time's sake today we're not going to do that. And then you can always put lettuce, tomato, whatever you want on your little slider. So we'll just kind of make sure these are good and done and pop them on there, and we'll see what we come up with. So, by the time we get this all done, you have a very economical little bacon cheese slider. Just the right size for kidlets or for a cocktail party. If you really want to do a pool party for adults, you can spike the strawberry lemonade and they can have these. You can spice them up with some hot sauce or whatever for the adults, and And adults like the ice cream sandwiches or the chip burgers just as well as kids. And we've got a great menu for any time of the summer months or fall, spring, whatever.
Right.
And something that's family friendly that the kids have fun doing as well as the adults.
Exactly. Oh, this has been wonderful, and I especially love these. They are so cute, and they look like they're going to be so good. We're going to have a tasting here after a while.
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, once again, Sharon, thank you so much. And we have got quite a bit of things here, ready for Independence Day or any other time. And this is Martha McCoy with the Chanute Channel.